Greetings everyone, this is Renata Fox from AOK Sith Lords and you are listening to the Escape Podcast. This show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. Actually, did you know that the German musical knowledge is so poor we think Kanye West is a railway station and Lana Del Rey a holiday destination? With that, at the upcoming Christmas, take it away boys, ho ho ho!
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Podcast.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and on this podcast,
we pre-recorded this episode, so we hope it will last.
The segments were on tape because a week we won't miss.
If the recordings get messed up, I sure will be pissed.
The Podawans are watching this playback on Twitch.
We just hope it all goes off without any hitch.
We'll talk Grand Arena, Omnicrons, and more.
And Thaddeus will give us some old EU lore.
Then Santa will join us for the incoming transmission,
where we'll read to him letters from the Patreon's position.
The show may be shorter than our normal week's work,
but the show must go on, or we look like a jerk.
We hope you will all enjoy your holiday shows.
Be on the lookout for Rudolph's red nose.
Here's a challenge, Paul. I'll end this with orange.
Damn it, Neil. Now I'm going to have to say door hinge.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast ends.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very festive edition of the Escape Podcast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are those Christmas gifts we sent you?
Yes, I haven't even got them out of the box yet, so I'm looking forward to them. I will get stuck into them when I have a spare moment, but right now I just. Yeah, spare moments are not easy to find at the moment.
Well, Neil, first off, of course, Merry Christmas to you. This is our Christmas Eve edition. It has been a wonderful year, and we'll get into looking back at the year next week when we talk to Taliana and Sepp as well about the numbers and if Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, went another day or went another year without dying. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, it has. Dr. Feelgood wants to know what's in the box.
What's in what box?
The boxes I sent you.
Oh, it's a triple monitor stand. Well, it's a double monitor stand with an extra long bar that you can put a third monitor on. So it'll be like, so I can have all of the displays for the Millennial Fulcrum directly in front of me, all at the exact same level. And I can fix lights to the pole and I can fix cameras to the pole without having to constantly readjust everything. Yeah. Everything will be in one fixed position.
And I sent you the boxes, but they're courtesy of, I made sure everything this past month, except for what we made for going out and buying toys for tots, went to you this month, Neil. So Merry Christmas on that.
Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
I was like, that's why I said, money's no object, Neil. You just tell me what you need for the new studio.
Excellent.
So, all right. Well, this is the first episode with a complete week of Grand Arena done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not too upset. I went 2-1, and one of them was a close match. This past match, which, we just got done with before the next one, that first match of week 2, if you will, that one didn't go so well. Oh man, what was it that stopped me? I think that it was the fact that they put Darth Revan, Gas, that they put all the heavy hitters, yet they were still able to clear me, including the Qui-Gon Jinn team that I had in back. So it's I went 2-1, and I'm not upset about it. What about you, Neil?
Yeah, well, I mean, I went 2-1. I was happy. I was pleasantly surprised. My round 1 and my round 2 matchups were relatively even. It was me against an account with one other GL, and the final was against someone with 3 GLs. So inevitably, I lost, but I was able to still get the full clear against them, which I was very, very chuffed with. But the only problem with that was then I got promoted. I got promoted from Division 4 to Division 3. So week 2 was in Division 3, and I got slapped in a group of 8 with all but one person who has more GLs than me. So there's me, there's one poor schmuck with no GLs, and then everybody else has either got 2 or 3. Wasn't particularly happy about getting promoted to Division 3. I really, really wasn't.
You're not happy about doing well.
No, I wasn't. I just assumed that because I went 2-1, I would stay in 4. I didn't think I would get promoted based off a 2-1. I really, really didn't.
But you did a really good 2-1.
Yeah, it was a good. Well, that was the problem. I got the full clear. I think I must have scored something. So yeah, that caused problems. But obviously, higher caliber opponents in Division 3 than in Division 4. So yeah, and I've already lost round 1, although it's looking dodgy. So we'll just have to wait and see what SWGOH.gg says at the end of the week, because I will be checking what my opponent did.
What do you think should happen? Do you think that there will be anything that Capital Games will do about a cheat and skill rating?
Yeah, they have to ban them.
But
they have to,
what about your skill rating?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's very, very difficult. I mean, all they can do is reverse a minus. I don't think that they can't make up a positive, but if there is a reduction in a skill rating because of a loss to a cheater, then they can reverse a loss, but they can't, magically just come up with some magic number and increase your skill rating, because even though you lost as a result to a cheat, that they can't say, well, we don't know how you would have done if they did not cheat. So, but if there was a reduction in a skill rating, I would argue that they can even it out so that nothing happens. There's no movement north or south of your original skill rating. We're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, if I find out that my opponent has, cheated in the last 25 minutes before the 4 p.m. deadline hits, I'm going to, I'll be reporting them, and I'll be hammering CG on it, and I'll be saying, look, that you can't mess around. Here is proof that somebody cheated. Get it sorted, and get them banned and get them kicked out of Kyber. No remittance, no forgiveness, just boot them so that nobody else has to face them at all, period. Because here's the thing, somebody that gets, because of the new system that they put in place, an account that is determined to be cheating needs to be completely removed from GAC.
I agree.
That they need to be completely removed, not in there, and they're stuck auto deploying until they're, in Kyber, because the account holder no longer has control over them. They need to be completely removed from the game. Delete, just remove the account from the game 100% altogether, not leave it in the game with the person not having access to it. Remove the account from the game, delete it from the servers. That's what needs to happen, in my opinion.
The death penalty.
Here's the thing. They used to say the whole permaban thing. So we could still see accounts, whether they were active or not, we could still see an account, even after it had been banned. We could still see it. I mean, we would see, the account dropping off a cliff regarding Squad Arenas and Fleet Arena. Yeah, and that's fine. We would see it dropping off a cliff. We shouldn't be, this new era, new GAC, crystals for Grand Arena Championships. So there needs to be a new punishment. And the new punishment for cheating in Grand Arena Championship should be your account will be removed from the servers, deleted. No passing go. That's it. Gone, done, dusted. And I'm not suggesting that it should be done outright immediately. You ban somebody and then someone should be able to appeal if they want to appeal. To prove innocence or anything like that, but once it's beyond the shadow of a doubt, not beyond a reasonable doubt, if it is beyond a shadow of a doubt that someone has cheated, then the account should be deleted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to finding out what happens next week.
Yeah, so do I, because I put both my get to on defense, and my opponent had 1 5-star get to ship, and that was it. They had 5 capital ships, and both my Malevolence and my Galactic Republic were 1 shot with 1 reinforcement. So yeah, it's not, and this was with 25 minutes left to go. They did 7 battles with 25 minutes left to go.
No. Speaking of Grand Arena kind of things, we do have a heads up that Qui-Gon Jinn and Mara Jade possibly have AI changes coming. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but
no. I mean, we've known about the Qui-Gon Jinn one, maybe not necessarily about Mara.
Yeah, Qui-Gon, we are aware of an issue with Qui-Gon Jinn in Grand Arena where his Omicron upgrade is providing more offense than intended. Currently, when he's defeated, he's providing Jedi allies with excessive offense on top of the 400% offense boost based on his stats he is supposed to provide. We're also aware of an issue that allows Mara Jade to take advantage of a particular character's AI, and they specified it was Jedi Knight Revan, on defense, and perform better than intended against Jedi Master Luke squads. We are looking at potentially adjusting the AI of the impacted character or Mara Jade, and would prefer this over changing the kit directly if possible.
Yeah, if they do anything to my Mara Jade, I'm going to be pissed.
So they're currently
it didn't work. It didn't work for me today, but I know it does work. Palpatine, Vader, Mara, Thrawn, and Watt will take down a GL Ray if you do things by the correctly. If you don't do things correctly, then yeah, it ends horribly for you, as it did for me, because I did the wrong thing.
Did you hot dog when you were supposed to pizza?
I got greedy with my dots. I was looking at GL Ray thinking, there's only 7 dots there. She's got 60, maybe 70% health left. I don't think I'll Culling Blade it. I'll risk it and try one more turn meter run. And I tried, and she went into ultimate, and I was like, oh crap, yeah. So once she goes, that Empire counter only works if GL Ray does not go into ultimate. Once she went into ultimate, it was like I could have TM trained it to a timeout, but yeah, then things just would have ended even more badly. So yeah, I screwed up, but yeah. They best not touch my Mara. I will not be happy if they start screwing around with my Mara Jade.
Yeah, they want to make sure that the AI of the impacted character or Mara Jade is changed over changing the kit. So you do have a little bit of hope there from how they're saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Also, Grand Arena scoring, we did talk about this last week, to where if you don't clear a zone, you don't get the missing banners, or missing team banners, which would be full solos.
Mm-hmm.
That's still to come. And then on top of that, this week, they did say that there was a leaderboard issue. They started by saying, we're aware of an issue in which the Grand Arena leaderboards are not properly reflecting the ranking of some players. And then they said that a server update has been released to address them. They should correct themselves over the upcoming weeks. And please note, and this is good for everybody, in my opinion, note that matchmaking is handled by an independent system and not by the current ordering of the leaderboard.
Mm. Yeah, no, the scoring thing for, the whole clearing territories things, I just wish people would just be quiet about that, because it's irrelevant. It really, really is. It's pointless. People are, so I wouldn't, so they put one really, really strong team, and I don't get the points for it unless I take out that really, really big team. And yeah, you know what? Really, really big rosters could probably manipulate that and use that. Someone with 6 GLs, for example, could just go 2 GLs, and then 2 GLs on the back, and not have to, fart ass around,
or 3 and 3, and don't even put anything on the back.
Yeah, and don't even put anything on the back, and just not bother putting the trash teams that they would normally put there, because that's all they're doing. It's just, I mean, in some cases it's going to be laziness. It's like, oh God, I can't be bothered to put the trash teams there. I'm just not going to bother putting the trash teams there. I don't get anything for putting the trash teams there, so I'm just not going to bother putting the trash teams there. And that's the way I look at it.
But thank you, Thisk, for the raid. Thisk bus is stopping here.
But let's not also forget that this can be used by smaller. It can be used as a stratagem by lesser accounts. But so like, for example, me, I could have gone my 4 best squads, right? My 4 best squads on the front, and saved everything else that I would normally put on the back, those 3 teams that I would put on the back, not putting anything on the back whatsoever against my 3GL opponent, and had more teams in the kitchen sink to take out, what he'd put down. Now, I could have done that. I could have used that as a strategy. I didn't, because I figured I checked out and scouted my opponent, and kind of figured, well, it doesn't, that's not going to work, because he's going to keep 2 GLs for offense. But if I was going against someone that I knew had 3 GLs and placed all 3 GLs on defense, then I'd be thinking to myself, right, okay, that's a good strategy for me to use. I'll put my GL and my 3 strongest teams on that front wall, and not worry about putting anything else behind it, because I don't think he's going to have the minerals to get through that. And then it's going to be a 2 territory strategy, the top territory and the fleet behind it, thinking that if my opponent's just going to put all of his hard stuff on the front, why bother wasting even my trash on the back, because I was using my trash to get the full clearance against the 3GL opponent last week. And it would have been nice if I hadn't wasted like my bounty hunter team, or my BAM team, or my, what was the other team that I put on? Bounty hunters, BAM, and my Mando team, right? If I hadn't put those on the back, I could have had.
So essentially, all the Mandalorians were on the back.
Basically, yeah, with some bounty hunters as well. With some bounty hunters. So, but yeah, so I mean, and yes, there are, and I'm going to say this again because it's always the case. There are always going to be exceptions to the rule. But the thing is, everybody is blowing this out of all proportion based on the exceptions to the rule. You know, as a general rule, you know, it's not going to affect the player base at large.
I mean,
it's going to affect. It's going to affect it's going to affect a few exceptions, and we cannot make the exception the rule. You know, that's why it's an exception to the rule. It's not the exception is not the general rule.
Let's look at. I face somebody who doesn't have get to fleets. Hypothetically here, they don't have get to fleets, they don't have executor. If I put just my executor down and then I go through and I full clear them, it's over. I mean, I've won because they can't clear one territory and I've left the other three for them to do whatever.
Yeah, but if you full clear them, it doesn't matter that they can't clear it. Because they weren't getting past your executor in the first place, were they? So how does it make any difference whatsoever? If you full cleared them, right? So you've got 4 territories and you've put your executor and nothing else down, right? I would actually argue that you're giving them a chance because they don't have to worry about wasting their time on a second fleet. But they have to.
What if I put 2 fleets down? I mean, to make it even harder. But that means I'm just setting one area.
Yeah. What do you mean you're just setting one? No.
I'm just setting fleets.
Oh, you're just setting fleets.
2 fleets. Yeah. I'm just being hypothetical here.
But you know, I would look at that and go, yeah, okay. If you want to risk that, go ahead. Your opponent doesn't have to worry about anything on the ground whatsoever. All they have to do is think, right, can I theory craft my ass off on this and just work out on the fleets? Because here's the thing, right? They might not have had the squads to even make it to your fleet, but because you've put nothing else down, you've made their life infinitely easier because they don't have to worry about any ground attacks whatsoever.
Even still, I mean, honestly, if you've ever faced me,
you've got to then go through theirs. They've got perfect on every single one of your squad, so they've got a hard max on every single one of. So they've got 79, 69, 69, 69, 6 throughout everything. All they need to do is beat your fleet.
Yeah, but still, Neil, if you've ever faced me, you know that trash goes on top, hard goes on bottom.
I'm just saying that anybody that wants to risk doing that and thinks that that's a good strategy, crack on. If I mean, my next round opponent has a 4-star negotiator. Sorry, a 4-star
executor.
4-star executor, right? So I am fully expecting to see that on defense, but it's only a 4-star, so I'm not that overly concerned. I know I can one-shot it. I'll definitely be able to 2-tap it. 100%, I will be able to either 1 or 2-tap it. But if that person was thinking to themselves, they don't have an executor, I just won't bother. I won't bother putting anything hard in front of my fleet node because I don't think I'm rubbing my hands thinking, do it, crack on, mate, because that's one less territory I need to worry about.
All right. Well, Neil, it's almost that time. This is a shortened show this week.
Yes, it is.
We're going to have story time with Uncle Thad here in the middle. The people watching as we record this live will have a regular commercial break because we're saving story time with Uncle Thad, a very special edition of it, coming up for the live show tomorrow. But nonetheless, it's the guest that's coming up in just a moment that we had on last week. Or not last week, last year. And we get to do it again. Neil, we're going to talk to Santa Claus.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to talk to Santa Claus, and we've also asked our subs and Patreons to write Christmas letters to Santa, so we're going to read all of our subs and Patreons' Christmas letters. It's going to be fun, and I understand that Santa has a bone to pick with you, though.
Okay.
He wouldn't tell me, but he says I'm a little upset at Neil, and we're going to find out coming up in just a moment. All right. We'll be right back after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Back to school. The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Podawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Uncle Thad and the Escape Pod cast for kids. This week's Storytime is going to be a little unique. Instead of focusing on a specific character, today I'm going to talk about Life Day and what in the canon it is and why it is so important to Star Wars. For millennia, Life Day was a festival celebrated only by Wookiees on the planet Kashyyyk. It was centered around the fabled Tree of Life, which the Wookiees thought to be the source of all life, both on their world and in the stars beyond. On Kashyyyk, the Wookiees would decorate their various trees with these crystalline Life Day orbs. They were little balls that just hung from the tree. They would conduct rituals around the tree, and they had feasts, which involved the shishak fruits, Rorschach lice syrup, which just sounds delicious. And most of all, they had the sacred Orga root. Now, this had to be scavenged from the Shadowlands long before the actual festivities took place. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Shadowlands were a very dangerous place, even for Wookiees, and most of the inhabitants of Kashyyyk never stepped foot into the Shadowlands because of how dangerous it was. So getting the Orga root for this event was an incredibly important process. Even in the dark days of the Empire, Wookiees still held Life Day dear. During their enslavement by the Empire, Wookiees across the galaxy looked to this holiday as a bright moment in their current darkness. So much so that the holiday spread throughout the New Republic and was adopted on worlds across all the galaxy. Its message was clear. No matter where you were from or what you looked like, you could share in the hope that tomorrow would be better and that if you loved and cared for others, whatever their differences, you would ensure that the darkness never extinguished the light. Of course, Life Day isn't unique. Many planets and cultures have their own winter celebrations. On Coruscant, there's the Solstice Tide. The people of New Alderaan commemorate the Festival of Winter Hearts. The Ewoks on the sanctuary moon of Endor tell the tales of the White Fall. And still the inhabitants of Mon Calamari celebrated the turning of the year's tide. Heck, even the Hutts mark the or the Festival of 1,000 Suns, for those of you who don't speak Huttese. This is a time when clan rivalries and blood feuds are forgotten, at least for one night, and everyone from crime lords to their angsty kids partied together in unity until dawn breaks on a new day. I mean, when dawn does break, blood feuds are immediately reinstated, and it's typically a bloodbath, but until then, it's a really fun time. But this is kind of the reason why no one wants to play host to a party, because cleanup is really brutal, even for droids. On a fun side note, one such blood feud began at one of these festivals when an up-and-coming young crime boss was caught double-dipping into space guacamole. In fact, most Hutt family feuds start over food or a lack of table manners. Whatever the planet you find yourself on during this time of year, many of these celebrations share a number of similarities. People exchange gifts, loved ones dine together, and traditional songs are sung. Younglings and adults play a variety of games. Dwellings, domiciles, and habitats are decorated, sometimes modestly, and sometimes with such extravagance, people tend to talk about the tradition throughout the year. Most importantly, people from all over the universe share traditional stories with their friends and relatives around crackling campfires and flickering glow rods. Most of the stories are passed down from generation to generation, but there are some more contemporary stories told amongst modern families. Like the time the Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi were captured and eventually escaped a Trandoshan hunting party, which I have to point out the level of douchebaggery that the Trandoshans exhibited by hunting the Wookiees on their sacred day. Not cool, guys. Not cool. Another more common tale took place shortly after the events of A New Hope, when Han does his best to return Chewbacca to Kashyyyk in order for his friend and co-pilot to spend Life Day with his wife Mala, son Lumpy, and father Itchy. Now, long story short, Boba Fett shows up, the Empire tries to screw everything up, all while failing, but B. Arthur was able to save the day on her ship, the Jefferson Starship, which I think is a kind of X-Wing. I'm not entirely sure on that. Well, that's it for me this week. But before I go, I want to take a brief moment and wish all the Padawans out there a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Feliz Festivus, and a lovely Life Day. Whatever you celebrate, however you spend the next couple of days, just know that here at the Escape Podcast and Storytime with Uncle Thad, we love you, and we're grateful for you for tuning in. But tune in next week for more Storytime with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Podcastaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs. on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to continue the tradition that we started last year and have a good old chinwag with Father Christmas. So, Paul, why don't you introduce Mr. Kringle to the viewing audience?
Yes, you're doing a little bit of it. You know this man as Father Christmas, Chris Kringle, the good old Saint Nicholas himself. Also, if you've watched any Tim Allen movies, he's also known as Scott Calvin, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from the North Pole, where he's taking North Pole dancing lessons. Ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus. How are you, Santa?
Oh, ho, ho, happy Life Day, everyone. Santa is doing great. Very, very busy day, but you know, I gotta take the time to speak to you guys. This is tradition.
Yeah, right now you're going over the you took a break to go back up north to grab some stuff, and then you're going to be coming back down to the North American area. So
this year I've got to do a lot of sanitation stops this year. So, you know, I figured while I'm stopped I can talk to you guys.
Have we found a cure for Rudolph's red nose yet?
Nope, they're still working on it, but it works out sometimes. So we've grown to love the man. We've grown to love the lad.
So, now Santa, you have a favorite content creator who laughs in Canada. Laughs. I read the thing that Pimpy wrote in chat. That lives in Canada. Who is that favorite content creator that you have?
Oh, well, you know, yes, Dickie, he is a very good boy, and Canada is pretty much the North Pole, so they're very similar.
Gotcha. What is the size? What size account does your favorite content creator have nowadays?
He has just passed the 8 million mark. 8
million.
Yes.
So
that's an impressive count.
I'm guessing that, and to remind our listeners and viewers, he has not been a good boy according to Neil. He is not free to play.
He got the free to play badge the last time he was on the show. He did spend once a gift card he got actually at Christmas, and that was it.
That's why he's not free to play.
So
his free-to-play card had a hole punched in it, Father Christmas. That's deceptive. You know, that should instantly put him on your naughty list.
Well, it was that card, as he says, that he learned how much $50 got him, and it wasn't worth it, so he never spent again.
I mean, he does have a point there, Neil.
No, he doesn't. $50 on a gift card is still. I'm not saying that his free to play card doesn't exist. He has a free to play card. It's just got a hole punched in it because of the gift card. He did not take money and put it onto his account and spend it. He used a gift card, and that's why he still retains his free to play card, but it has a hole punched in it.
Now it's got two holes though. Because you gave Santa a free-to-play card to give to him, but you punched a hole in it the first time. Now you're punching another hole in it, Neil?
No. It's just one hole.
Okay.
Just one hole for that one gift card.
All right.
There we go.
Now, Santa, I understand that you're a little miffed at Neil. You told me about this, that I had to address it near the open. You're a little upset at Neil. Can you explain why?
Well, the elves sent me a video of Neil opening his birthday or his life day present early. They showed me a video and he seemed very happy, and I'm glad he liked it, but he opened it early. And Neil,
I haven't opened anything early. Your video evidence has been doctored.
Well, if I go
propaganda.
on your .gg account, will I see the 7-star Mara Jade?
Yes, you will see a 7-star Mara Jade, yeah.
That was your life day present. Unfortunately, you opened it early.
No, Santa. I earned that. I saved crystals for 3 weeks from Squad Arena and from Fleet Arena so that I could open packs. So I could open those $12.99, Swevens packs from the store. And on the 6th roll, I rolled a 330. That's not you. That's not you. That's RNGesus.
Yes,
Santa Claus and RNGesus, two completely different people.
Yes, but we're celebrating the birth of RNGesus.
Okay. So it was early then. But since nobody said, "Oh, this is your Christmas present," you can't open it until Christmas. Nobody said that.
All right. I'll leave you on the nice list for this time.
That's right. You best leave me on the nice list.
So, Santa, you've unfortunately, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas, and I asked this for last year. I didn't get it, and there hasn't been any communication that this is going to happen by tomorrow. I still didn't get Hondo. What's going on with that, Santa?
There are certain powers that not even Santa has. And unfortunately, once again, CG is going to be on the naughty list. Santa tried. He used his influence. He tried to use his influence. And no, unfortunately, CG does not cooperate. I'm trying to teach the elves to code, but they're not very good. They're good at building things, but not writing code. So until one of them learns, I can't do it myself, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, they sustain themselves on candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
Yes, but that doesn't boost brain power. That just boosts energy. So they can hammer things all night long, and but they still can't code, unfortunately. So until CG complies, they're gonna stay on the naughty list.
It's all just because of Hondo, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Santa also loves Hondo. He's on my list too.
Well,
he's the one. I like Hondo because I never know if he's naughty or nice. He's very hard to judge, but he's Santa on his toes.
Neil, while you're here, we had we have Santa here, that is. We had our Patreons and subs write letters to Santa. Do you have a letter to Santa now that you have Mara Jade? That is what you asked for last year. You wanted Mara Jade in this game. You got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's on your list now?
Her ship would be nice. One of her ships would be nice. But I suppose if we're gonna get legends like Mara Jade and Darth Talon, I could ask for another one. So I would be it would be Exarchon. Give me Exarchon, please. That would be very, very nice. One of the most badass. Give me Darkside Exarchon, though, not light side. I want Darkside Exarchon. So that's what I want for Christmas.
Okay, well, that will be for next year's list. Like I said, you've already gotten your gift for this year. But Hey, there could also be another Mara Jade in the lurks. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Mara Jade Skywalker would also be kind of nice.
Just because we got Darkside Mara Jade doesn't mean we can't have more.
Yeah, we can have. If we can have 5 hands, we can have a couple of Mara Jade.
But not one Hondo.
But not one Hondo, no.
All right.
There's a lot of lumps of coals that are going to be left at the CG offices.
So we had some people who didn't understand how to write a letter to Santa, and they wanted to put their requests in. Let's see here. SR71 Blackbird says Mitra Surik from Knights of the Old Republic. What do you think, Santa?
I think we could get some new Old Republic content coming soon, and I can use my influence. I will try.
All right, we've got also Mob Enforcer at Relic 9 for the next Galactic Legend. That was a request from Bodhi, as well as Crystal's back in Squad Arena.
Just for requesting that, Bodhi has been put on the naughty list. Just for suggesting that and putting it out there, I'm putting Bodhi on the naughty list.
The Sarlacc wants to see Darth Malgus and Satil Shan.
Well, that goes into the Old Republic theme, so we could bundle all of these things together. I think that would be a great idea.
Okay. So, and let's see. Plasma did write you a letter. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna read the subs and Patreon's letters. Cascade says, "Dear Santa, I would love to see Darth Bane and Xana enter the game. I would like for crystals to be easier to get, and I promise I've been a very naughty girl."
Well, Santa sometimes likes naughty girls. Like, the naughty and nice list is a little bit more flexible than I make it out to be, so that's okay. As far as making crystals easier, I guess you hope you're really good at GAC. That's all I can really say about that. Santa can work on getting you some gift cards. I mean, that's about all I can do.
Geek Girl 1980 says, "Dear Santa, is it too much to ask that CG tests things before they put it out, or not announce things before they're leaving for vacation? In terms of characters, there are so many, but the top 3 would be Mara Jade, a better version of Leia, and Darth Bane. In all seriousness, though, I would like this game to pick a function and stick with it. Promise I've been good. P.S. Cascade has been a very, very naughty girl."
Well, as far as testing, I don't think CG really is into that. It costs money, apparently. I have volunteered to, in the off season to have the elves test things. While they may not be able to code, they are very good at trying to break things, actually. I do volunteer the elves. I'm putting it out there, CG. Come October, they're a little too swamped, but for 8 or 9 months of the year, I can give you a team of testers.
All right, Zaz, our good friend Zazzy Claus, as we're calling him this month, says, "Dear Santa, I just want the game to continue and get better and be enjoyable for everyone so the community that I love will continue to thrive. I also promise that Darth Cascade has been a naughty girl."
Well, that's a request. Making that everyone is happy, unfortunately, is a request at Santa. It's just not really feasible. It's just kind of our nature as people to want more no matter what we get. So, I mean, I can try and make it as good as possible, but it's up to everyone to be happy and to rejoice and to enjoy what they have.
All right. Plasma says, "Dear Santa, I want the game to keep getting better like you have helped this happen all this past year. I, too, would like to see Darth Bane and Xana come to the game. I would like a fleet GAC to come to the game for crystals. I've been mostly good. Mostly. Where's our shipload of content? And P.S. I saw while I was in the bushes, Darth Cascade is or was a bit naughty."
Well, I'll say one thing to that. Of course, we all need more ships in the game, and I'd just like to make a suggestion. If you're going to add flying vehicles, why not a sleigh? Good work. I mean, it would require upgrading 9 reindeers to relic levels to get it to full power, but it could be worth the investment in the long run.
All right, Sephiranus says, Dear Santa, what I want for Christmas is to bring some of our departed creators back for the holiday season. I miss Flair, and Mudbum. It sure would be nice to have them come back to the game. Can you also make the Razor Crest and Commander Tano farmable? That would be awesome. P.S. Can you also have Kate Gaming watch another musical?
Well, free will is upon all humans. I can't force them to do stuff, but just because they're gone from the game doesn't mean these people have stopped being part of the community. Just reach out to them. I'm sure they'd be happy, and maybe they'll make an appearance on the SWGOH this year.
Well, what are the SWGOH, Santa? What? You know, I know what they are, but how have you heard of these?
Who doesn't love the SWGOH? It's the greatest night of the year after Life Day. It's an award show for everyone to celebrate in the community, a way for all the community to come together and rejoice.
Do you know of any word of when the SWGOHs are coming next year?
You'll have to ask Dickie about that. He puts it all together, but I'll be happy to make an appearance. Even it's usually around July. It's kind of my off season. I usually kicking it at the beach around that time, but I can throw a backdrop on.
We've got 3 more letters, Neil, before we let Santa, before the reindeer are getting their energy back up to start the North America, South America run.
We're cleaning their hooves with hand sanitizer. It takes a while to do 9 reindeer times 4 hooves. That's a lot of hooves. It takes a while, so don't worry.
So, Neil, what other questions do you have for Santa right now?
Oh, I thought you were going to read the other 3 letters.
I've got 3 more. I don't want to hog Santa here.
That's all right. Me and Santa have already had a bit of a Barney over Dickie Darkside's free-to-play status, and until Santa concedes that Dickie Darkside does indeed have a punched free-to-play card, I'm afraid we're not on speaking terms.
Well, we'll just have to concede that Neil has a hole punched on his nice card for opening his present early.
I do not have a hole punched on my card, okay? I got that Mara Jade fair and square. No one said it was a gift, okay? I tell you what, you bring RNGesus to this show, right? And get him to say that was a gift, and I'll concede.
Well, I'll be speaking. I'll talk to RNGesus tomorrow for his birthday. I'll have him send you a message. I'll have him reach out, Neil.
Have him reach out.
What? At least you do know the laudable left foot of God, who he could talk to his son.
Yes, the laudable left foot. Well, I've heard that the laudable left foot might be making an appearance again soon, so we'll have to look forward to that.
All right, Sarlacc did write a full one here. Dear Santa, I would really love it if mods got an overhaul, something more streamlined and less based in RNG. I can't describe how it would work, mostly because this would turn into an essay rather than a letter, but also because I don't exactly know how it should work. You're good with being creative. Surprise us. P.S. Can confirm that Cascade is extremely naughty.
Well, I can't promise or develop a mod system myself, but if you're nice, you might get a subscription to HotUtils, and you might get to use some of their excellent mod management tools.
All right. And Dr. Feelgood says, I have 2 meager wishes, and I hope you'll take the time to consider. First of all, could you grant everyone, if only for a day, peace and understanding in their hearts, so that all may come together and celebrate that we are all the same on the inside, even if we may be a little different on the outside. These past few years have been rough for us globally, so a Christmas armistice might just be what the world needs. I know you did one in 1914, so you can do it again, please. And then secondly, can I have a pony? P.S. Cascade has truly been a naughty girl, so she deserves everything she wants.
Well, I think so far the big message that Santa's getting is Santa needs to meet Cascade, but and have a talk. We'll see. This is the main message. As far as bringing joy, that is my mission. That is what Santa tries. And most importantly, we have to put joys in the heart of the children. And if the children are happy, then everybody should be happy. And that is what Santa is trying to do. Unfortunately, I can't. I can work minor miracles, but I'll do my best on that one.
All right, what about the pony?
The pony, well, do you have a stable in your house? If so, then might be something there tomorrow morning. But if you don't have a stable, I don't know where to put the pony, so it will all depend.
All right. And lastly, it's a simple letter. Dear Santa, the only thing I want for Christmas, this is from Boss Man, the only thing I want for Christmas is for everyone to stop being angry and negative. That, and if I can ask for a second thing, I'd ask for a new wallet. No biggie on the second thing. Love, Sir Boss Man.
Well, definitely, I think everybody should be happy. It's Life Day. We all need to celebrate life. Life is joyous. It's wonderful. And yes, we're all going through some struggles, but just keep an eye on what you have good in your life and what is wonderful in your life. And Santa will try to bring joy to you, and everyone around you will try and bring joy to you if you put a smile on your face. So everybody smile. And as far as the wallet, Santa himself has a Han Solo wallet. I will try and bring you the same one as Santa.
All right. Pimpinelli in chat, I'm going to pass these two things along. Pimpinelli says that they want more mod storage. And then Rayrock would like a ship loadout.
Yes, mod storage is lovely. Again, the elves can't code. Maybe I just need to step up the training in the off season and get these elves to start coding.
Or just get everybody HotUtils.
Well, maybe I need to send a more urgent message to Capital Games instead of leaving lumps of coals. Maybe they should be burning lumps of coals. Maybe that'll get them going a little bit faster. I guess the coal isn't doing the job. Although I've got to say, maybe this year they've earned a little bit more than a lump of coal. There has been a lot of good, even though we may not have gotten everything we need or we wanted. I think they've been mainly good this year.
Okay, so let's officially ask, which list is Capital Games on?
Santa is an optimist. I'm going to put Capital Games on the nice list this year. I think mainly they are on the nice list because they've reached out to the community. They've done a lot of good in the community. They've brought a lot of amazing things to the community, including the Speed GAC, which you guys were a part of, and Santa really enjoyed from the North Pole. I think they've engaged the community, and I think it's been a wonderful thing. So for that, I will put them on the nice list. It may not be a popular decision on Santa's part, but let's look at the good instead of concentrating on the bad.
Well, Neil, one thing I just noticed, there's the nice list and the naughty list. There's no in between. I'm starting to wonder, only a Sith deals in absolutes, Neil.
Yeah. Where do you fit on your list, Santa? Are you do you put yourself down as naughty or nice?
Why, I've never actually put myself on my own list. Nobody gives Santa presents.
What about the milk and cookies I left for you?
Well, this would explain, Santa blames it on the pandemic, but these pounds, yes, are too many cookies. So I thank you all for the cookies. And, I guess that is a wonderful, and you have all put me on your nice list. I can't put myself on my own list, but to all the boys and girls who leave me treats and who leave me wonderful things, thank you very much. It means I'm on your nice list.
All right. So, Santa, before we let you go, you did ask for a moment to kind of promote your favorite streamer. So tell us where to find your favorite streamer, and do you know what he's got coming up?
Well, Dickie, he does have some wonderful things coming up in the new year, but that's a bigger secret than what's happening in Spider-Man, which is why Santa wore his Spider-Man robe tonight. It's a very big secret, a very big reveal to come soon.
Does it have to deal with Spider-Man?
No, it has nothing to do with Spider-Man. Santa's just excited about it like everyone else.
Well, hopefully you will find a way home.
Yes.
Because if it's Santa Claus No Way Home, we're in trouble.
Well, Santa doesn't need it. The reindeers know the way. Even if there's a storm, Rudolph will find the way.
But what if the reindeer forget? I mean, they could forget everything.
Well, I guess I just installed the GPS on the sleigh. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
All right. Neil, any final questions for Santa before we close up the entire show tonight?
No. I think we best let Santa get off. I'm sure those reindeer are chomping at the bit.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Christmas Eve episode of the Escape Podcast. Santa, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Well, it has been my pleasure. Once again, it is lovely to see you guys this year, and it is lovely to see you both on the nice list again.
All right, we made the nice list. There we go.
We made the nice list. Woohoo!
I'll leave it. I won't punch your card, Neil.
Good. Thank you. Much appreciated, Santa.
All right. So, as always, we ask, especially at this time of year, to be nice to each other, damn it. And, Santa, why don't you push the button?
My pleasure.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.